Welcome to Solving Citizen Legal Encounters. All right, today we have two cases. They pro se defendants, but I'm telling you, there's some drama in these cases today. The first case is going to be a landlord-tenant dispute, and it's just going to go south. That's all I want to tell you on that. So you'll watch it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And then the second case, we'll get to that when we get to it. Let's go.
All right. And it's going to be 251160.
Release this one.
That is, Ali Maurice Tahiran versus, Ali Maurice Tahiran versus David Portillo, Joe Rodriguez, and others. On behalf of Tahiran and Tahiran.
Yes, this is Ali, present.
Good morning. Do I have someone here on behalf of first David Portillo?
David Portillo is here, present.
Good morning, sir. Do I have someone here on behalf of Joe Rodriguez? Anyone here for him? No. All right. Mr. Tahiran, tell me why this eviction is being sought.
Yes, so this is based on unpaid rent for multiple months. It would be June, July, August, and now September. There are also damages to the property, which includes the carpet. Also, there was never a deposit or agreement for an animal. That's besides the point. Damage to the yard, the grass, and also
Okay. How much is the monthly
unkept
rent?
dog drippings. Yep.
Mr. Tahiran,
The
how
monthly
much
rent
is
is 1,100.
1,100. Is there any subsidy on it?
There isn't.
Okay. How much did they pay any for June?
There's been no payment.
No
The
payment for
total,
June, no
yeah,
payment for July, no payment for August.
and now we're into September, and of course there is no payment yet either.
Okay. Was this
May I,
property?
yeah, and may I note what the late fees are per the lease agreement?
Mr. Tahiran, you can't recover late fees in an eviction hearing. That's something you
Okay,
bring in
no
small
problem.
stakes to.
Okay,
You got non-payment. Non-payment is your easiest ticket to win your case. So let's get to it. It's
no
11%. They
worries.
didn't pay for June, July, and August. Great. Is it a CARES Act property?
No, it is not.
What day did you give them the notice to vacate?
That was done on August 8th.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Portillo.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. All right, Mr. Tahiran is here. He says that he's the landlord for the lease and that this case is, what about non-payment? He said that under the lease, you and your roommate are responsible to pay $1,100 each month. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he said that rent hasn't been paid for June, July, August. Is that correct?
Oh no. June, I didn't pay. I wasn't able to pay.
Okay, so June not paid.
We were trying to get on an agreement, payment plan.
All Did you pay anything at
July.
all for June?
Well, we had an agreement that he
I
had
know
to
you
fall
had an
back on.
agreement, but Mr. Portillo, you had a lease that said you were going to pay.
Yeah, yeah.
My question is, did you actually give the landlord any money for the month of June? Yes or no?
No.
No. Did you give him any money for the month of July?
Let me check my.
Because here's the thing, I give you credit for everything you actually paid him.
Okay, give me.
Right, so if you made a partial payment, I'll reduce that from what it is. But right now, he's got $3,300.
1 second. 1 second.
Since he has to take a look, I can bet the answer is going to be no.
I have to go into my phone real quick to get into my. You mind if I do that real quick? 1 second. I'm sorry.
Mr. Portillo, do you know, as you're looking, do you know that you made payments?
I got on my payment on my credit card that I always pay them with, so I'm trying to get the dates right. I don't want to say anything wrong.
Okay.
If you didn't pay June, why would you pay July?
Judge, may I make a critical point while he's checking? Joe Rodriguez, I'm dropping the eviction case for him. I'm pursuing with David Portillo only. Joe and I have come to an agreement and communicated effectively for payment plan, and he has executed that. And so I'm dropping the eviction case for Joe Rodriguez, but I am pursuing with David Portillo. When you said you and your roommate, I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
If you've been made, how much money? No, Mr. Portillo. Just a moment.
Yes, I did.
Mr.
I did.
Tahiran, Mr. Tahiran, I'm asking a question. How much money has Mr. Rodriguez paid you?
Uh, he hasn't paid yet, but we have a payment plan in effect, and he's made payments in the past when he's been behind. He's been there for 5 years, and he communicates effectively, and he always corrects the late payments. Unlike David, who has not communicated whatsoever.
Is the lease joint and several?
They're separate lease agreements. The
Why
lease
don't you put them
agreement,
together?
I because they both lived there and they were both unpaid at the time. And they have separate lease agreements, and David's lease agreement has been turned in as a file that you can review.
So you gave me the lease for David, and you're
Mhm.
dismissing the case against Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am.
So you just
Your
tried to
Honor.
get 2-in-1 when you filed it the first time. You should have filed 2 separate cases and you didn't.
They were both under the same address, and when I was filling out the paperwork, I
That's my
thought
point.
that
Mr. Tahiran, lots of people live at the same apartment complex. They're not all part of a suit.
As you can see, she don't play around with procedure.
You should have filed 2 separate lawsuits and you didn't. You filed one, but it worked out in your favor because it turns out the one you didn't actually file on, you were going to dismiss it anyway. Right?
whatever is most effective for court, we can move forward with the way it is if you prefer that. But
What's
I would.
legal, Mr. Tahiran, if your contract that you're showing me, which you submitted, you're right, the contract only has Mr. Portillo's name on it. So if you wanted to sue the other guy, that would have been a completely separate lawsuit. But you got 2-in-1.
Correct. They're both
All
at
right.
the same address.
So Rodriguez has been removed.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Right. Have you done that in writing, or are you making an oral motion to me right now to remove Mr. Rodriguez?
It's purely an oral motion.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes, Mr. Portillo. Did you find that you made any payments?
Yes, I made a $850 payment on July.
You made how much in July?
$850.
$850?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Portillo, it's
Also for
break up a lot.
August, I was out of my room in August, forced out of my room in August. So there's a new tenant that's living there already.
Okay, Mr. Portillo, let's start there. Do you still have keys to this unit?
What's that?
Do you have a key to get into the apartment?
There's no key. There's a code on the door leaving it out.
All right. Are you still living there?
I'm out of the house already.
Mr. Portillo, it is very hard to hear you. You're moving the phone around. I cannot
I'm
hear
sorry.
you.
No, I'm out of the house already. I'm living with a friend.
When did you move out?
In August, when he gave me I was forced out in August when he told me August.
I need a date, Mr. Portillo. What
When he
day?
gave me August 8th, when he gave me the notice.
And did you move all your stuff out?
Yes, Your Honor.
You said you didn't have a key?
No, there's no key to the house.
How did you access the building?
It's a house, and there's
As
a
a tenant,
code.
how did you get in and out of your house when you were living there?
There's a code to the front door.
Okay, and did your code stop working?
No,
Mr.
it's not.
Portillo?
It still works. The code still works.
So then why do you say you were forced to move out?
Because somebody's already moved into my room.
Mr. Portillo?
He's under new lease.
You did it
Somebody
logically
else.
what I'm having trouble with. Did you show up and all your stuff was boxed and out of your room, or did you
No, he told me.
voluntarily move out?
I volunteered, moved out.
You
He
moved
told me.
out all of your own
He told
volition.
me. Yes, he forced me out. He told me, sheriff's gonna come out and force me out, and he told me to be out already.
Okay.
So I got out.
Mr. Portillo, this is so important to me. Do you understand you're under oath? Right now in court, are you swearing to me under oath that you moved out and all of your belongings were gone on August 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. Mr. Tahiran, is that correct? Did Mr. Portillo?
He's actually in the house now and has never left.
Huh?
And I have multiple witnesses to that. I'm talking right now.
I'm feeding the cats. I'm out of the house. I'm just here to feed
He's
the cats.
actually in the house as we speak.
What?
It's been
Yes.
verified.
All right,
One
Mr.
person at a
Mr.
time.
Tahiran.
I will wait until I can
Mr.
continue.
Tahiran. Mr. Portillo, where are you at right now?
I'm actually here because one of the other tenants, this friend of mine, he's in Dallas.
Judgment for the
He has
plaintiff,
cats here.
$5,300, $3,300 plus cost of court. Either party can appeal, it'll be $1,100.
But I have
Judgment for the
notice of-
plaintiff, $3,300. Both parties can appeal $1,100. Mr.
Thank
Portillo,
you, Your Honor.
please call an attorney. Mr.
Can
Tahiran,
you-
please call an attorney. Both of y'all,
Pro se is not the way.
follow the law.
Okay, say that again.
All
What was
parties are
the
excused.
what was the final what was
It's
the judgment?
$3,300. June, July, and August. Didn't give him a dime for September. You can
But I
appeal.
was out for
Mr.
August.
Portillo, please understand that if you're telling me you're not
Okay.
living someplace, if you're physically in possession of it again, destroyed your credibility.
But
All
I
right?
was but there's an
All-
attendant here that
Thank you, Your
gives
Honor.
me
Mr. Portillo, please go contact a lawyer. If you have proof that
Okay.
you moved out, you should appeal. But
Okay.
don't tell me you've moved out while you're calling from that
Well,
unit.
I have text messages and everything
All right.
showing that I've
All
got
parties
my
are excused. Please, please, please look into
Okay.
your options, y'all. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. All parties are excused.
One thing I can say about this judge, she don't play. But I did notice that every time she's waiting on something, she'll ask them for something and then come up with this smile. She almost looked like she's AI, but she's not. She advised them they both need attorneys because they don't know what they're doing. Now let's go to the next hearing where we have two females that can't get along. One of them feel threatened by the other one and they want the court to do something about it. Let's go.
Shear and Ms. Woodward, if you would both activate your audio and videos, please. And if you would both raise your right hands. Testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. It looks like, to me, this issue's already been decided.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Ms. Shearer, looks like Commissioner Wool signed an order on the 7th of July, adding the children's names.
Yeah, I also requested a modification because Alana is not respecting my boundaries at all. She beat me up and assaulted me, and I don't want my kids playing around her kid, and she will not respect that. And she says it's not fair, but she should have thought about that before she beat me up because I will not allow my children to be around any of them ever. And she had cameras pointing towards my home. I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. They need to be respectful and leave me and my family alone. The judge didn't order at a distance that she needs to stay away from us, and I would appreciate if you would do that. Your Honor, the problem is that we are direct neighbors, so we need some kind of thing like distance that she needs to stay away from my children and I.
Right. I understand what your legal issue is, or
And
what
I also want you to know that I'm also here to request a protection order against her mom because she tried to run us over.
sure you're not going to get anywhere unless you only wait until I ask you to speak. All right. The question I have here is, it looks to me like the judge already has reviewed your petition that you filed, pointing all of this out, and decided the only thing he was going to do was add your children to the protection order. And he specifically made a choice not to put a distance restriction in because you are immediate neighbors. I think this issue has been resolved. He filed an amended order adding your children, but he decided not to change or add a distance restriction. He read your petition and decided not to do that. So there's nothing for me to do today in this regard. So you did not get what you asked for as far as the distance restriction. He did say that your children are added to the order. So I can't go back and revisit another judge's decision. Ms. Shearer, just address that issue, please.
Can you at least tell me what this order does so that I can understand what this order is doing?
All right, this order directs Ms. Woodward to cause no harm to you and your children. It tells her to have no contact with you or your children. Ms. Woodward is not to go onto your property or the daycare or school of your children. And it makes, Judge Wool made very clear that this order does not exclude Ms. Woodward from being on her own property. And those are restrictions. Now, the complaints you made earlier that you were assaulted, I don't know if that was prior to this order or not, but that's up to law enforcement. That's a crime. They can choose to make an arrest. They can choose to forward it to the prosecuting office. enforcement of the order is up to the sheriff's office or the
The
police.
order was because of the assault. That is why I got the protection order.
Right, so you have an order, and whether
Okay.
Ms. is charged or not is not in the process of this order. That's up to the law enforcement. Hold on, we're not going to argue, you're just going to listen. You've asked a question, I'm going to give you some information. So you have an order that tells Ms. Woodward she can't have contact with you. It doesn't matter where you are, she can't have contact. So if you're telling me she's had contact, then the challenge for you is having evidence of that contact, witnesses or video or whatever that you can show to law enforcement to say, look, she's violating. The fact that there's not a distance restriction doesn't mean that the sheriff can't enforce it. They can. If there's proof that Ms. Woodward has had contact with you or your children after the entry of this order, then that's up to the law enforcement and the prosecutor's office to decide whether there's something there they can do to enforce that order. So do you understand that?
So I did call the police after Alana was sitting near my children, and the police said that it doesn't state in the order a distance.
That's correct. It does not.
They were confused that she can't be near my kids.
It doesn't say she can't be near them. It says she can't have contact with them. She can't say anything.
I don't want her near my children, and I have that right as a parent. I want her to stay away from my children.
Thank you, Ms. Scheer. We're going to end this on this particular case because the decision has been made. I cannot change another judge's decision. So as to Ms. Woodward, that decision has been made. I see you filed a petition regarding Ms. Paz, and I'll deal with that in a moment. But as to Ms. Woodward, that decision has been made by a judge. The decision says Ms. Woodward is to have no contact with your children. So that means she can't speak with them. She can't touch them. Doesn't tell her she has to be any distance from them. Just says she can't have contact with them or with you. And the judge was very clear about that. And that's the final decision on that.
Well, as a parent, I'm going to say my kids cannot be near her.
That's a good idea.
At all.
That's fine. That's fine. You make those parental decisions.
Oh, I am.
Okay. All right. Ms. Woodward, you're all done. Thank you.
What about her having cameras pointed towards my house, Your Honor?
I am not addressing anything regarding Ms. Woodward because Commissioner Wool already addressed the order. I'm not changing it. I don't have the right to do so.
No, but what about her having cameras pointed against my house? Isn't that illegal?
Sure.
And harassment?
Okay. I don't enforce the order. That's up to law enforcement. All right, Ms. Scheer, activate your audio, please. Tina Paz is Ms. Woodward's mother. Is that what I understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you describe one incident in here where you say that she drove around you and some friends over the speed limit in the apartment complex, and you said drove a circle around, looks like 3 of you. When did this occur?
This occurred the other day. This occurred on the day before I went into court the next day to get this order. So it had to have been Thursday night.
Okay. Did she say anything to you?
She came speeding at us, and at first I thought it, like I said in the order, I thought it was my other neighbor because she speeds through the complex, but then she was going towards us. So then I thought it was another girl that lived here that had yelled at my children earlier on. And then when she pulled into Alana's driveway at a speed and parked and got out of the car, I said, "Oh my God, that's Alana's mom." And she said, "Yep, sure is." Just like that. And then slammed Alana's door as she was going in.
So,
and yes, my apartment complex has it on video.
Okay. And did you call the sheriff and have them look at the video?
The officers came out, but it was nighttime, so no, they did not see the video, but I did call in and let them know that the video was found by the landlord. Whether or not they saw it, I don't know, because the officer didn't get back to me.
Right. Does Ms. Paz live in the same apartment as her daughter?
Nope.
Does she live in the apartment complex at all?
Nope.
Has she ever said or done anything to you otherwise besides this incident?
Yeah, she's been rude to me always. Even when I was friends with Alana, she had an attitude
I wonder why that is.
towards me for no reason. She's not a very nice lady.
Okay, well, we can't change how people's
Okay,
behave.
but don't you see how this is becoming an aggressive harassment towards me? Her mom tried to run me over.
Okay, which isn't a crime. So if law enforcement believes there's a crime there, they can charge her.
What they did was they advised me to get a protection order against her so that they could do something.
Right. All right. So has she ever, when was the last time prior to this incident that you had any contact with Ms. Paz?
She's here all the time.
Okay, so every day?
The other day, she's here, yeah, pretty much every day, every couple of days. She's here all the time.
And what's the nature of the contact that you have with her at that when she's there?
I don't contact her at all. I have a protection order against her daughter. I haven't spoke to her at all. I didn't speak to her before or after the incident. I have no idea why she did that.
How does she
I don't
have
see why this is funny.
because you
I
keep
don't
talking,
feel safe.
we're not going to get anywhere unless you just listen and answer my questions. What is the nature of her contact with you? What are you asking me to stop?
To be honest, me and Lindsay wanted her 86 off the property because she tried to run us over.
Mhm.
I want a protection order against her at the very least where she can't come near me or my kids again. If I had been holding my 1-year-old child when she drove near me like that, that would have been so scary.
Question: do you think she's exaggerating, or do you think something legit is really happening here?
And what makes you think that she did that on purpose?
I know she did it on purpose because she drove a circle around us in a parking lot. I don't think you understand. She drove a small circle around our bodies. We felt the heat on our legs. And then my neighbor talked to Alana, and her mom did that because she was mad that I said my kids couldn't play with Alana's boyfriend's nephew or brother.
Eh?
And it's my right, the officer said, to not have people around my children. I don't think you understand the brutal assault Alana did, and now her mom did that. I don't feel safe. And you guys aren't really protecting me or ordering anything that my landlord can do.
Well,
Did I have to get ran over before something happens?
tell me what else happened. Has she ever said anything to you? She threatened you. Ms. Paz.
Yes, that was threatening, what she did after I got a protection order against her daughter.
Anything other than the car? Has she said anything to you? She said, I'm going to get you because you got an order against my daughter. Has she said anything like that?
Does it have to come to that? I don't understand what you're saying. She drove towards me going 20 or 30 miles an hour.
So the answer is no. She hasn't said anything other than the incident. I'm asking outside of the incident, what else has happened? Do you have an answer?
No, because I feel like I have to die or be injured really bad before you guys will do something. This is not funny to me. You're sitting there laughing. It is not funny to me. This is me and my family's life.
Come on, Judge. I know you're not raining on her parade.
I want Alana and her family to leave me and my family alone. I have lived here for 8 years. She's lived here for a year or two. I am not going to allow her children to play with my children.
This is not
I'm
about Ms.
not going to allow her to be around my children just because you guys think it's funny. This is a serious matter to me, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Shearer, number one, we're not talking about the order with Ms. Woodward because I told you another judge has already decided that. I cannot do anything.
For a modification. How can you not modify it?
The judge already did the modification, added your children, decided not to add a distance restriction. That decision had.
Can I ask you a question? How do you know he decided that? Because I was told that he was adding my children because he was supposed to be added before, and that I was going to court today about the modification. That is what I was told.
That's not what I see here. I see that he saw your petition and specifically wrote on there, he wrote that Ms. Woodward can be wherever she wishes relative to her property. She can't have contact with or your children. That was made very clear on his order. I cannot revisit that order.
You mean the first order, not the modification?
Did her tears just magically disappear?
No, the modification. So
I would
cannot.
like to see that because I don't.
Okay, so we're not arguing that. We're talking about Ms. Paz. You want me to issue a no contact order against Ms. Paz. I need some information from you. I understand what you've told me about her circling around you in her vehicle. Has anything else regarding Ms. Paz occurred that makes you believe she is threatening you besides the automobile incident?
That is all I needed to feel unsafe. So no, that's the only thing that she's done so far. But that doesn't mean more won't happen if you do nothing about this.
I understand that.
The officers believed I should get a protection order.
Okay. Sheriffs always say that because then they can stop an investigation. So if there is a video, I strongly suggest that you call the sheriff and ask them to look at the video, because what you're describing is a potential vehicular assault, and that's a crime, a very serious crime. And if they look at the video and are satisfied that in fact that's what occurred, they can forward that to the prosecutor's office for filing of a criminal charge. But if they don't look at it, they can say, yeah, go get a protection order, but nothing really changes. So if there is a video,
I'm still very much going to ask them to get that video, very much so.
Well, okay.
But in the meantime, if that is what occurred, don't you think I should get some protection?
So telling people not to commit crimes doesn't mean they didn't commit a crime. So I can order everybody in the world don't commit a crime, but that's not much protection. So if there's a crime been committed, I strongly suggest that you follow up on that.
There was a crime committed. She was driving right for us. We had to move out of the way so she didn't hit us. And then she sped around us in a circle and then flew into the... It's 5 miles per hour here.
Okay. Well, you may want to get a copy of that video, because what you've
I
told
don't
me
know
is...
how to get a copy of that video.
In my opinion, no matter what he brings up to try to help her, something else pops up.
Well, you can contact the sheriff's office. You can verify with the apartment complex that in fact there is a video that shows.
Oh, we know there's a video. Lindsay already verified with the manager's husband that there was a video found.
Okay. And did the sheriff see it?
I told you, I called and requested that sheriff that was here that night to call me back, and he has not. And it might be because it was a holiday.
Okay. All right. I don't control the sheriff. I can't order them to do anything. So
I'm going to call that when I'm done here and follow up on that. But I'm just asking you if I can get a protection order for what happened. The more that they get away with, the more they feel like they can get away with.
all right. You need to understand there's a limit to what these orders can do. And you've already found that out on the order regarding Ms. Woodward. Judge has made a decision.
I don't understand why she was able to assault me in front of my children and then be around my children.
I'm not the one who made that decision. That decision has been made. I don't revisit it. So that's what the court's decision was. I suspect it was because she lives next door to you and the judge was not inclined to force her out of that apartment.
So that explains why he didn't do the distance on her.
He doesn't have to. I asked for a distance outside that she needed to remain away from us. That's all I asked for. Doesn't matter. I'll just have to enforce it with my children, I guess. That sucks. My kids will have to leave the park if she comes there. I'm so tired of dealing with this situation. I just want them to leave us alone.
Judge's order regarding Ms. Woodward tells her to do that.
But what about the cameras? She's allowed to have them pointed at my home?
Do you have any video that she's taken from the camera or photos?
How would I have that? We don't speak.
Right. So that's a really hard one to enforce. So that's typically why we don't address those issues on protection orders. Because lots of people do things like that and then they say, well, my camera is just my security camera and take in other things. So I don't see any basis for me to issue an order regarding that. I am going to issue a temporary protection order against Ms. Paz, telling her to have no contact with you or your children, not to come within 10 feet of you or your children.
What about my boyfriend? He is Aaron that she also drove around.
She finally got something out of the judge. Now she's putting another piece into the puzzle.
If he wants an order, he has to file a request for an order. Only one person files a request. There will be a hearing on this issue on the 15th of September, just like this. And Ms. Pop served.
Do I get it from the, do I call the civil department to get the Zoom link and everything?
It will be emailed to you.
Okay.
So hold on just a minute.
Okay. Sorry and thank you. I don't feel safe anymore here.
Well, you need to understand that there are limits to what the court can do to a protection order. And if you understanding this, sure, stop. If you understand what those limits are and you think that's not enough protection for me, you may have to make different decisions as a parent on what you're going to do. But there is a limit to what the court can do. So you need to understand that, and it may not meet all your needs. So you may have to make other decisions.
Well, how do we get the officers to understand that in the order against Alana, it states that she can't be near us?
It doesn't state that. It says she can't have contact. So, for example,
I wouldn't want to be around somebody that beat me up.
Right. But the court hasn't ordered any distance restriction.
Fortunately, yeah. The officers also have limitations to what they can do. So I feel like there's not a lot of protection here.
Ms. Woodward yells at you, talks to your children, talks to you, sends you a note, emails you. That's contact. And you can provide evidence of that contact to law enforcement, and they can then enforce the order. But if she's outside and you're outside, there's nothing in the order that tells her she can't be there. But if she says things to you or to your children, that would violate the order. So you do have.
So she cannot speak to us, touch us, anything. She can be near us as long as she doesn't talk to us or touch us.
The order says, correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And as pointed out, the issue is going to be when you call police is to have some evidence that she's done that. So either witnesses who will tell them that that's what happened, or a video of it happening, or you telling them that's what happened, and they'll decide whether they believe that's enough evidence to go forward. But that's up to them. That's not part of the order.
Yeah, I just don't think they're understanding the order either. They're very confused with the order themselves. They don't see a distance, so they don't know what to do.
Right. Well, the order is very clear in what it says, and they can decide whether there's evidence of a violation of the order. And that's seemingly, to me, that's what you're really frustrated about, is the inability to have the order enforced and their reluctance to do so. And I can't change that. That's
well, what if my kids are playing with the neighbor kids, right? This is what happened the other day. I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep dragging this on forever. I just want to know if this is a violation or not. She didn't talk to my kid, but so my kids' friends were saying that they couldn't play with her kid because I don't let my kid be around her kid, right? And she was like, that's not fair. That's not fair. So then my kid went inside to get away from him.
I feel like the issues are mainly with the adults. And sometimes it's not good to rope the kids into it because kids are just going to be kids. They're going to play. They're not going to think about anything. But now they have to be on the defensive side every time they go outside because of all this going on between both families. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. But I think dragging the kids into it is a little bit too much.
Okay, I'm not sure who said that's not fair.
Alana was saying, that's not fair. That's not fair. And you know what wasn't fair? What wasn't fair is when she came into my house and beat me up in front of my children. That's what wasn't fair.
Okay. Like I said, she can't contact you or your children. So if you believe she said something to your children, provide that information to law enforcement.
Okay. Thank you. Now, as far as her mom, I'll stop bringing up Alana. Let's finish up on her mom.
And The mother does not live in the same apartment complex or anywhere near that apartment complex. Is that right?
No, she lives further down the road near the rack park. The regional athletic complex in Lacey. She lives near there. Are you issuing that her mom not come on the property, or just that she don't be near me?
That she doesn't, same thing, that she can't have contact with you or your children.
Okay, thank you.
And I put a distance restriction in here that she stays 10 feet away from you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry if I seem argumentative today. I just am tired of dealing with this situation. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it. Just want to live my life in peace is all. I will, Ryder. I'm trying to finish up with the judge, please. Just for another minute. We're almost done, honey.
As I said, the next hearing is on the 15th September. Ms. Paz isn't be served. This order can't take effect unless she is served. And
Yeah, I will have them serve her.
Sheriff's office to serve her. So you'll want to stay in touch with Thurston County Sheriff's Office.
Oh yeah, I'll check in to make sure she's been served for sure. So September 15th at 9 a.m.
All right.
Is it at 9 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And then as far as the other stuff, it'll be emailed to me, or I can get it from the civil department?
We'll send you an email today about what you need to do next.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye, Your Honor.
Now, I'm sure for you, that hearing was probably exhausting. But look at all of the things that she went through, and the judge tried to help her, give her some advice, and then one thing kept coming up after another. But let's see what happens on September the 15th. Let's see if the kids are still intermingling with each other, or somebody's coming on her property, or using the camera to film her residence, which he told her you can't do nothing about that. I mean, people had devices, as he said, all the time, recording the outside of their houses to make sure nobody breaks in. So, hope you enjoyed the videos. I'll see you around on the next one.